Registrar, University Librarian, Provost of the College of Medicine, the Deputy Provost, Dean of Science, Deans of other faculties, the postgraduate school, and of students, Directors of institutes and centers, Heads of departments, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. The 11th in the series of the University of Ibadan inaugural lectures for the 2015-2016 session will be delivered by Professor Odebode Christopher Odebode of the Department of Botany on behalf of the Faculty of Science. Born on 1st July 1950 in Lagos to the family of late Pa Samuel Adegbite and Mama Christiana Wuraola Odebode of Age Compound, Awe. Adegbite Christopher Odebode had his primary school education at Christ Baptist Day School, Awe, from 1956 to 1962, and his secondary education at Awe High School, 1963 to 1966, and Baptist Academy, Lagos, 1967 to 1968. He worked briefly with the Nigerian Security and Printing Company in Victoria Island, Lagos, before joining the Nigeria Customs Service, which he left in 1971. Thereafter, he traveled to Freeport, the Bahamas, West Indies, for higher education. He attended the Northern Virginia Community College, Alexandria, Virginia, United States of America, from 1974 to 1975, where he excelled and was on the Dean's Honors Roll. He also attended the Catholic University of America, Washington, D.C., from 1975 to 1978, where he obtained his Bachelor of Arts degree in biology. He further attended Howard University, Washington, D.C., from 1978 to 1980, where he obtained his MSc degree in botany, mycology option. He returned to Nigeria in January 1981 and participated under the National Youth Service Corps scheme at Lagos State Technical College, Ojo, Lagos State, between January 1981 and January 1982. Professor Odebode had a brief stint as a biology teacher at Awori Ajiromi Grammar School, Old Ojo Road, Lagos, till August 1982, and later served as Research Officer 1 at the Cocoa Research Institute of Nigeria, CRIN, Idi-Anyure, Ibadan, from September 1982 to June 1990. He registered for his PhD program in plant pathology in the then Department of Botany and Microbiology of this university, and later joined the academic staff as an assistant lecturer in the same department, with effect from 4th July 1990. He was upgraded as lecturer grade 2 with effect from 21st November that same year, 1990, and promoted lecturer grade 1 with effect from 1st October 1994, senior lecturer with effect from 1st October 1997, reader with effect from 1st October 2002, and attained the ultimate accolade of a professor of botany with effect from 1st October 2007. Professor Odebode has supervised several BSc student projects, over 40 MSc dissertations, as well as 13 PhD theses in plant pathology and mycology. He is currently supervising 10 PhDs. He has published over 90 scientific articles in reputable national and international journals. Within this university, Professor Odebode has served meritoriously in several capacities, including but not limited to Assistant Warden, Sultan Bello Hall, 1st November 1993 till 31st October 1999, then Warden of the same hall from 1st August 2003 to 31st July 2004. Acting Head, the former Department of Botany and Microbiology, from 1st August 2004 to 31st July 2006. And Acting Head and later Substantive Head, Department of Botany, from 1st November 2010, a position that he still occupies. Outside this university, Professor Odebode has served as external examiner, University of Lagos, the Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta, Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife, Olabisi Onabanjo University, Ago-Iwoye, Tai Solarin University of Education, Odebode, the Federal University of Technology, Akure, Ekiti State University, Ado-Ekiti, University of Agriculture, Makurdi, Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria, and Usman Dan Fodio University, Sokoto. He is a fellow of the Science Association of Nigeria and the trustee of the Phytopathology Society of Nigeria. Professor Odebode is an evangelist and has been ordained in the Baptist Church as a minister. He's married to Mrs. Christiana Abosede Odebode, and the marriage is blessed with children. I now call on Professor Adegboyega Christopher Odebode, the head of the Department of Botany, to deliver his lecture titled Integrated Plant Disease Management, a Panacea for Food Security. Professor Odebode.
Deputy Vice Chancellor Administration, Deputy Vice Chancellor Academic, the Registrar, the Librarian, Provost of the College of Medicine, Dean of the Faculty of Science, Dean of the Postgraduate School, Dean of other faculties and of students, Directors of institutes, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. To God be the glory. Great things He has done in my life. For the opportunity to give this inaugural lecture in the new Department of Botany. The original Department of Botany was a foundation department of the Faculty of Science in 1948. The Department of Botany and Microbiology, which evolved from the original Department of Botany in 1982, was eventually separated into two departments, namely Botany and Microbiology in 2010. Therefore, I'm privileged to give this post-inaugural lecture in the Botany since the unbundling of the Department of Botany and Microbiology in 2010. It is my desire to start this lecture by thanking and praising God Almighty through Jesus Christ our Lord for making this occasion a reality. I give glory to the omnipotent, omnipresent, and omniscience God, who has been faithful and merciful to me and my family in many ways. I thank the Creator of heaven and earth for keeping me alive to see this day. Glory be to His holy name. I pay tribute to all the professors who have delivered previous inaugural lectures in the Department of Botany and Microbiology from the university. Incidentally, they were all botanists. I must mention my supervisor and mentor, Professor B.A. Osho, who delivered his inaugural lecture on fungi and mankind in 1981. Professor A. Egunyomi, who delivered his lecture on mosses and mankind in 1993. Professor O. Oshonubi, who has expanded my horizon of research in plant disease management by the use of mycorrhiza, and delivered his lecture on botany beyond conventional agriculture in 1999. Today's lecture underscores the interrelationship of botany to agriculture or agricultural sciences and forestry. The lecture is coming 17 years since the last one from the defunct Department of Botany and Microbiology. My area of specialization is plant pathology and mycology, with special focus on plant disease control or management. This inaugural lecture is titled Integrated Plant Disease Management, a Panacea for Food Insecurity. I have chosen this topic because of its importance to humanity and my interest in marrying the gown and town in botany. In order to bring the topic into an appropriate focus, I've decided to break it into the following subheadings. What is botany? What is a disease in plant pathology? Integrated plant disease management? Importance of plant disease to food safety? My contribution to plant disease management, food security through integrated disease management. What is botany? Botany is the study of plants and plant products, or the study of the science of plants. Botany is not just about naming plants or beautifying the environment with flowers or studying forestry. For a plant to be named, the attributes, morphology, habitat uses, phytochemical component, anatomical characteristics, ecology, growing habitats, and other characteristics must be known. Plants play a role in every life and touch almost every aspect of human existence. In one way or the other, plants meet our essential basic needs of provision of oxygen, food, timber, drugs, fuel, shelter, clothing, and biocirculation of minerals in most industries. Plants are the primary producers in the food chain. All other organisms are consumers, man inclusive. Botany has several disciplines which include taxonomy and biosystematics, plant physiology, plant biochemistry, ecology, phycology, algology, bryology, palynology, paleobotany, ethnobotany, plant geography, horticulture, environmental botany, forensic botany, economic botany, plant breeding, plant genetics, cytology, plant pathology, and mycology. To study botany as a basic science opens one up to several career opportunities in pure and applied sciences. What is a disease in plant pathology? A plant disease can briefly be defined as any problem with a plant that causes reduction in yield and or quality, or as an abnormal growth and or dysfunction of a plant. It is an interference with one or more of a plant's essential physiological or biochemical system, giving rise to characteristic pathological conditions in the plant. Plant diseases can be broadly classified according to the nature of their primary causal agent, either infectious or non-infectious. Some plant diseases are caused by biotic agents such as a fungus, bacterium, mycoplasma, virus, virid, nematode, or parasitic flowering plant. The plant disease caused by these biotic agents are termed infectious diseases. Some other plant diseases are caused by abiotic agents, such as unfavorable physiological factors, such as a deficiency of excess of temperature, soil alkalinity or acidity, disadvantageous relationship between moisture and oxygen, toxic substances in the soil or atmosphere, and an excess or deficiency of an essential mineral. The plant disease caused by these abiotic agents are termed non-infectious diseases. For a disease to occur, 3 conditions must be met. Firstly, a pathogen has to be present or in the plant. Secondly, there needs to be suitable environmental conditions for the pathogen to grow. Thirdly, the plant must be susceptible to the disease. The fate of any disease in a crop is determined by the interaction of the pathogen, host plant, and the ideal environment. The interaction, which is known as disease triangle, plays a critical role in determining the nature of plant disease epidemics in the course of disease management programs. Integrated plant disease management. Many attempts have been made by researchers across the globe to stop the menace of plant disease. Some of the methods that have been employed in controlling various plant pathogens include physical, chemical, biological, and cultural controls. Therefore, the need for human and environmental friendly approach in controlling plant diseases has to the global acceptability and increased use of biological control in disease management. Biological control includes the use of natural defense mechanisms, mycorrhiza, antagonistic microorganisms, botanicals or biofungicide, plant extract, and soil or organic amendments. Importance of plant disease to food safety. Plant diseases have caused several losses to humans in several ways. Families have been uprooted and displaced as a result of starvation due to famine occasioned by huge loss of crops. The diet and eating patterns of some families and communities have been permanently altered due to similar reasons. Consequently, some communities have become dependent on imported foods, others replacing balanced diets with processed foods that cause further health problems. Plant diseases have caused catastrophes of no small measure, in which large areas of land of planted food crops were destroyed. This has led to certain countries of the world to be inadequately fed at some time in the past. Plant diseases have also been severally documented in the reduction of production and quality of food, fibers, and biofuel crops. Losses of important crops to post-harvest diseases, especially when farms are far from markets and or effective post-harvest storage facilities are not in place, have also been well documented. Many post-harvest pathogens have been reported to produce toxins that pose serious health problems to consumers. My contribution to plant disease management: use of natural defense mechanism in disease management. One of my humble contributions to integrated disease management started with a research in exploiting the biochemical defense mechanism of plants in disease control. This was carried out by evaluating the qualitative and quantitative activities of phenolic compounds of kola nut in the preservation of two varieties of edible kola nut, namely Kola nitida Banja Ogoro and Kola acuminata Abata, Odebode 1996. The study clearly indicated the presence of large quantities of phenolic constituents in the kola nuts when compared with other fruits such as grapes, pears, apples, and oranges. The extracted phenol compounds were tested on the post-harvest pathogens Botrytis tribome and Fusarium pallidorosum, which cause black or mummified rot and dry rot kola nut. It was found that the extracted phenol compounds inhibited both spore germination and mycelial growth of the pathogen, Odebode and Osho 1995-1996. This prolonged the preservation quality of kola nuts in storage better than other fruits. The study revealed that as the level of the phenolic compounds or oxidative enzymes in the kola nut decreased, the nuts became more susceptible to storage pathogens. To maintain a minimum level of phenolic concentration required to preserve the kola nuts, the study showed that the nuts should be stored in an environment with relative humidity that will keep the nuts fresh and well protected from dryness. On evaluation of leaves used traditionally for preservation of kola nuts, it was discovered that the leaves assisted in the retention of natural biochemical defense compounds at a level that will not degrade the kola nut for a period of 3 months. Akitayo 2015 investigated the interaction between soil-borne fungus, Fusarium oxysporum, FSP lycopachy, and parasitic nematodes, Meladogaian incognita, in relation to the quantity of phenol produced in tomato Solanium lycopassicum. In response to infection, 3 cultivars of tomato stigma tolerant, Nemonata resistant, and Basek local variety were studied. The inoculated control and singular inoculation with Fusarium had the highest phenol concentration in Nemonata at 10 days after inoculation. In the second experiment, the singular and combined inoculation had significant effects on growth yield and disease parameters. This experiment established the potency of natural defense mechanism in disease control. Biological control in disease management, mycorrhiza in disease management. Mycorrhiza colonization decreases the pathogenic effects of certain feeder root disease fungi by physically excluding them from already occupied site. Becker, 1976. This information prompted us to investigate the influence of mycorrhiza in managing root rot of pepper, tomato, quality protein, maize, caused by Striga lutea. This was done in the experiment carried out to examine the influence of avascular mycorrhiza fungi on disease severity of pepper and tomato caused by Sclerotium rufisi. Results show that the tomato and pepper plants inoculated with the pathogen express wilting and damping up symptoms. However, those inoculated with mycorrhiza before pathogen had significant symptom suppression, such as dieback, defoliation, leaf number, height, and diameter, abortion of flowers, and fruiting. The above-ground biomass of simultaneously inoculated plants was higher than the uninoculated controls of plants with mycorrhizas alone. Nutrients uptake in the mycorrhiza inoculated plant was also higher. Odebode et al., 1995-1997. When arbuscular mycorrhiza AM was used as a means of managing the root rot disease, there were two observations recorded. First, AM inoculated plants was nutritionally healthier than an uninoculated plants. In the inoculated plants, phosphorus, other nutrients were made more available by AM IV than in the uninoculated plants, and the former were therefore able to withstand and resist pathogenic infection better than the later. Salami, 1999, Odebode et al. 201, Odebode and Salami, 205. Olowe, 2016, investigated the effects of arbuscular mycorrhiza fungi, Glomus deserticola and Glomus clarum, on ear rot disease of maize, maize. Results show that the protection of plants against pathogenic organisms depends on the performance of their growth and yield characters. The inoculation of arbuscular mycorrhiza fungi in the maize plant significantly improved their growth characters, and there was a significant reduction in ear rot disease of the crop. The use of antagonistic microorganisms in disease management. Antagonistic microorganisms are biotic agents that either suppress or inhibit growth of another biotic agent. The activities of antagonistic microorganisms can be expressed in three major areas, singly or in combination, and these are competition, antibiosis, and hyperparasitism. My own contribution in this area was on crops such as pepper, tomato, maize, cocoa, citrus, banana, and plantain. My first research on antagonistic activities was by isolating fungal flora of pepper leaves, flowers, and fruits in the field during the planting season. These were screened against rot pathogens isolated from pepper obtained from various markets in Ibadan. Out of 29 different phyloplanes microflora isolated from leaves, flowers, and fruits of a field-growing pepper, Capsicum annum, only Trichoderma species were promising. These Trichoderma species included T. arizianum, T. viridie, T. pililiforum, and T. longibrachatum. The in vitro screening showed that the Trichoderma species had moderate to strong antagonistic activities on the post-harvest pathogens, Rhizopus nigricans, Aspergillus niger, Penicillium citrum, and Oidium species. The mode of antagonism was by nutrient competition. Beta antagonism occurred when the antagonists were inoculated 24 hours before the pathogen. Odebode and Shoboale 201. Shoboale et al. 205 examined the antagonistic potential of Trichoderma species resident on maize plant against the pathogen Fusarium moliliforme, now Fusarium fasciculoides, causing maize stem rot. Strain of 6 Trichoderma species successfully controlled the pathogen both in vitro and in the field. Trichoderma asianum, strains 3 and 4, T. pseudoconigi, strains 1 to 5, T. aimatum, T. polysporum, T. viridie, and T. longibrachatum, exhibited significantly greater endophytic capabilities than the pathogen within the maize stem tissues. In another experiment, the phytobeneficial effects of rhizobacteria, especially Enterobacter species, were evaluated on maize seeding health and growth. Out of the 19 isolates examined, 2 were more remarkable in their phosphate solubilization efficiency, chitinase enzyme activity, and antifungal activity, with little or no evidence of disease expression in maize seedling. The second isolate, OSR7 and IgGR11, were identified, and 16SS rDNA revealed both isolates as Heterobacter species. The evaluation of both isolates ascertained that their combined effects were more effective on maize seedling than their individual effects. Their combination completely suppressed pathogenic activities of Fusarium falciparum on maize seedling with no disease symptoms. Maize plants that received other treatments significantly expressed seedling disease symptoms such as leaf curl and stem rot. The combination of most treatments significantly enhanced seedling height, stem girth, leaf area, as well as nitrogen and potassium content. The phytobeneficial effect of these Heterobacter species suggested that they could be employed as bioinoculants for maize seedling health and growth. Abiola and Odebode, 2015. Adedeji et al., 2005-2006, conducted an experiment to investigate the antagonistic potential of trichoderma species native to cocoa plant and its rhizosphere against the pod rot pathogens Phytophthora megakarya. In the result, Trichoderma arizianum, T. viridae, T. atroviridae, and strains of T. asperellum were found to be antagonistic in vitro and in vivo against the pod rot pathogen. There was a significant reduction of the pod rot in all the cocoa varieties. Use of botanicals as biofungicide, medicinal plants. My humble contribution to control Odebode trobome, Aspergillus niger and A. flavus, and A. ochraceus, which were implicated in the rot of citrus senescens, using leaves of Osimogracitimum, Nuclear Lactophilia, Senna alata, Cajomus cajana, and Anacardium occidentalis. Extract from these plants had significant fungicidal effect on the rot pathogens by inhibiting the potential the pathogens mycelia in liquid medium in vitro, and also by controlling as much as 85% of rod diameter on the orange in vivo. Odebode and Che, 201. In another experiment, the antimicrobial activities of constituents extracted from Isolona cauliflora, Cleistoclami criqui, Uvaria schiferi, and Atabotris branchipetalus were found to inhibit the mycelia of Fusarium solani, Odebode trobome, Aspergillus niger, and A. flavus, isolated from diseased fruits. Odebode et al., 204-206. The constituents were found to include clondone, E and F, oxypetanoid, as well as azotogenes. In another experiment, the fruit rot and necrotic lesion on both green and tomato fruits in a palm were successfully controlled with extract from Calotropis posera, Adasonia diganta, Maniot esculenta, Jatropha coccus, and Magnifera indica. Etawere 205, 2015. Akamo et al., 2013, studied the phytofungicidal potential of a cross extract of Magnifera indica and Jatropha coccus on the Fusarium pathogens of millet seedlings in southwestern Nigeria. Based on the in vitro experiment, J. coccus significantly inhibited the mycelia growth of Fusarium pathogens at increasing concentration better than M. indica. There was significant suppression of the effects of F. anthophyllum, F. passifloides, F. oxysporum in vivo by extract of J. coccus at different concentration. Extract of M. indica also shows significant suppression of F. passifloides and F. scrippi at different concentration. However, both extracts significantly reduce the incidence and severity of disease caused by F. anthophyllum and F. oxysporum at different concentration compared to the controls. The Fusarium species showed significant inverse relationship with disease severity, while a significant correlation existed between the extract and disease severity. Botanicals of J. coccus and M. indica were therefore considered effective against Fusarium pathogens of millet seedlings. It was then concluded that they could be employed in a large-scale farming for sustainable millet production in Nigeria. Management by organic soil amendment. Efforts were also made at using organic amendments of soil in controlling root rot disease. Our studies showed that amendments of the soil with chicken manure, wood ash, and composted neem and Osimogracitimum leaves suppressed root rot incidence and severity of disease in pepper plant. Odebode and Shehu, 201. Poultry manure was also found to significantly reduce disease incidence and severity of pepper venar motivirus on pepper, Fajimi and Odebode 206. The effect of 3 organic soil amendments with cassava peel, sawdust of Gamelia oberata, and leaves of Cederella odorata, singly and in combination on the stalk rot of maize caused by Fusarium fasciculoides were investigated in another experiment. All the treatments at different concentrations were found to have significantly different effects on plant height, number of leaves, leaf areas, and stem guards. All treatments also had significant effects on disease indices and disease severity of the treated plants compared to controls. The root weight of plants that received all treatments were also significantly higher than control plants. Control plant treated with cassava peels combined with C. odorata had the lowest disease index and severity. It was submitted in this experiment that soil amendments can be of benefit to maize production but may be effective at different concentrations. Use of combined treatments such as cassava peel and C. odorata, which competed favorably with F. fasciculoides, was also suggested as a good soil amendment method against such fungi. It was also concluded here that the severity of stalk rot of maize can be reduced significantly in amended compared with an unamended soil. Abimbola 2015. Management by host resistance. Olawuyi et al. 2013a investigated the tolerance or susceptibility of 4 different genotypes of quality protein maize to Striga lutea. Striga lutea is a parasitic plant. Infestation. The results show that ART98SW5OB and ART98SW6OB were highly tolerant, with ART98SW4OB being moderately tolerant and ILA-OB being highly susceptible. Phenotypic coefficient of variance was higher than genotypic coefficient of variance for tasseling length, stem diameter, and ox cover. The first, second, and third PCA recorded 38, 25, 23% respectively in 3 environments examined. It was therefore submitted that cultivars with broad-based tolerance to Striga lutea can be developed from ART98SW5OB and ART98SW6OB. Disease management by integration. Our observation showed that better management and control of disease was achieved when 2 or more management efforts were adopted. The combined impact of histological and anatomical structure of Discoria alata, water yam ewura, on its resistance to anthracnose disease caused by Cholectotrichum glosporoides pens in 3 agroecological zones in Nigeria was evaluated in another experiment. The studies showed differences between the morphological structures of leaves of resistant and susceptible genotypes. The susceptible genotypes had more numerous stomata on lower epidermal surface and thinner cuticle through which the pathogen could penetrate into the plant cell easily. The cuticle of the resistant genotypes was thicker than the susceptible ones. Results in this experiment suggested that resistance in D. alata could be attributed to inability of C. glosporoides to easily penetrate the thick cuticle. 2 land races, GTA 289 and TDA 9294, showed the highest level of resistance out of the 23 genotypes evaluated. Adura Migba Modupe 201-205. The result obtained here, which was due to a combination of histological and anatomical makeup of the yam genotypes, further underscore the importance of integrated disease management. Olawuyi et al. 2011 conducted an experiment to examine the effects of combined treatments, namely genotype resistance and influence of AFM on Striga emergence in maize. The AMF in the treatment combination included Glomus clarum, G. deserticola, G. mosae, and G. giganta. G. glomus clarum was found to significantly reduce the striga emergence and striga damage rating. This ultimately increased plant height and grain yield in ART 98 SW50B. Salami et al. 201 examined the interaction of arbuscular mycorrhizal fungus with the pathogen Phytophthora infestans and antagonistic trichoderma species on growth of pepper capsicum annum. In the result, pepper seedlings simultaneously inoculated with the three microorganisms had good growth parameters such as early and high flowering incidence, fruit maturity, an increase in leaf number, plant height, and growth. However, the effect of the pathogen was highly suppressed in the treatment. The insignificance of the study was that the interactive effects of the antagonistic microorganism and mycorrhiza prevented the disease severity and stimulated plant growth. This also underscored the critical role of integrated approaches in disease management. Odebode and Shehu, 201, investigated the effects of different treatment combination on incidence and severity of root rot of disease of pepper, capsicum annum, the plantage and soil amendments with chicken manure, wood ash, and neem leaf were found to suppress the damage, were found to suppress the disease to a significant extent in the plant. Odebode et al. 2010 examined the ability of certain microorganisms with promising antagonistic potential to withstand common fungicide used in controlling Phytophthora pod rot of cocoa, both in vitro and in the field. Furagon OH, Ridomil gold, and copper sulfate were found to be significantly tolerated by different strains of Trichoderma asperenum, which were abundant in the cocoa ecological zone. These trichoderma strains were found to be non-pathogenic to cocoa, but were able to colonize and persist in the cocoa pod, effectively controlling Phytophthora pod rot. They were therefore recommended as a biopesticide and integrated pest management component for sustainable control of popo loss in cocoa farms. Odebode examined the comparative in the same experiment, examined the comparative efficacy and economic viability of trichoderma strains or biocontrol agents for the control of Phytophthora rot pod of cocoa in Nigeria. All the bioagents significantly reduced the percentage pod rot on the field. The highest mean pod rot incidence among the treated pods was significantly lower than the control. The highest revenue cost ratio was obtained from copper sulfate treated plots, while the least revenue cost ratio was obtained from Ridomil gold plus T. asperellum strain 3 treated plots. T. asperellum strain 4 was found to perform better than other bioagents. Most of the other treatments, when applied singly, resulted to 45.9 comparative efficacy and economic viability. These bioagents were successfully combined with fungicide, thereby reducing the frequency of fungicide application from 4 to 1, with significant pod rot reduction in the field. A comparative higher yield and more profit revenue cost ratio were also recorded. Food security through integrated disease management. Food security can generally be said to be a combination of adequate food availability and food access. It was once defined as when all people at all times have physical and economical access to sufficient, safe, and nutritious food to meet their dietary needs and food preferences for an active and healthy life. Food security is an important issue considered to be responsibility of all stakeholders. Plant pests and diseases are generally known to pose major threats to food safety and security. They are known to reduce production and quality of food, fiber, and biofuel crops. Their effects can be more catastrophic when farms are a long way from markets with very poor infrastructure and supply chain practices. Both field and post-harvest disease have been reported to cause huge losses of different crops at different times in history. Such devastation by plant diseases, which had caused famine at one time or the other in certain parts of the world, can be far-reaching in its effect on food security. In the past, millions of people have been reported to die of starvation as a result of the devastating effects of plant diseases on yields of staple crops. Millions have also been reported to emigrate from their countries for similar reasons. Presently, the threat posed by plant disease to food security is particularly great in developing countries where poverty is endemic and population are growing at an alarming rate, with the same population depending solely on locally produced staples. Food security is not only defined by availability of crops, but also by their safety level. It also means that all agro products, as much as possible, should be free from pesticide residues. There have been reports of crops with different pesticide residues posing dangers to consumers. Many pathogens, especially post-harvest, are also known to produce toxins in several crops, thereby compromising the safety status of such crops. This has created very serious health problems for consumers, man and livestock alike. The potential of a single control method to significantly reduce pests of diseased population has been reported to be minimal. No single disease control method can thus be said to guarantee food security and safety. Farmers worldwide in times past had spent billions of dollars on single disease management, which aimed at improving food security by reducing crop losses. However, this was often with the resultant food safety not commensurate with such a huge spending. Therefore, integrated disease management approach holds the most effective promise in that it combines all the available disease control methods by the most economically means with the minimal possible hazard to life and the environment. Though a lot still needs to be done with regard to global food security, it could be said that the world will have faced a crisis of untold global food shortage if plant disease were not tackled headlong through the use of integrated disease control measures. This is because in the course of IDM, all aspects of crop and farm management are closely monitored. In the primary concern of every aspect, indeed, the primary concern of every aspect of IDM is food security and safety. Agriculture, in whatever form, in any form of the world, aims to provide food security. It has been reported that global food production must increase by 50% to meet projected demand of the world population by 2050. This goal may be Herculean if crop diseases are not tackled using an integrated management approach. Concluding remarks and recommendations. Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I have in the past couple of minutes tried to discuss the importance of plant disease management by non-chemical methods, safety, which will reduce hunger in our nation. These research activities have been central to my sojourn in this university. I've examined the concept of plant disease and integrated plant disease management by way of discussing the research efforts on how to reduce pathogen damage on our crops, which may be a better option for food safety and security. I have been able to demonstrate by research that these non-chemical approaches to disease control are effective, cheaper, and feasible if they can be harnessed. Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, I hereby make the following recommendation: that we should develop a curriculum in phytomedicine just as we are for veterinary medicine and human medicine. This can be a 5-year joint program which may be housed in the Faculty of Agriculture. The program will be basically on plant health. The program will be basically on plant health. Secondly, we should find a way whereby our agricultural extension officers will be more equipped with practical IDM procedures and more alert to their duty of disseminating research findings on plant health to farmers. Thirdly, the government should set up a team to deliberate on how the research findings on the non-chemical methods of plant disease management can be utilized. such as setting up companies for commercial production of mycorrhiza, inoculants, and formulated powders. Other antagonistic microorganisms such as trichoderma bacteria, etc., can also be constituted into phytofungicide to be commercially produced for farmers. Fourthly, more funds should be made available for research in basic science such as botany, zoology, microbiology, chemistry, physics, and mathematics, which are the bedrock of applied sciences. Knowing that most of the Nobel Prizes in medicine and engineering are won by researchers from basic sciences, the government should look for a way of establishing a synergy between the Federal Agricultural Research Institute and the university for effective collaboration in their research activities to promote better food security in the country. Hopefully, this will also reduce wastefulness in research spending, rancor that occurs in appointment of executive directors, as well as rivalry and disparity among research institutes and the universities. Finally, the government should, as a matter of priority, provide an enabling environment to do research in terms of equipment, grants, and power, electricity. This investment will produce quality research output from our university. Acknowledgement. First and foremost, all appreciation and thanks are due to God, the Father of light, the creator of the ends of the earth, the Holy One of Israel, my sufficiency, whose sufficient grace has upheld me from birth till today. In him I live, walk, and do all things in his strength. Glory, honor, and adoration be to his holy name. What I am today is a product of cumulative efforts of so many people who have played one role or the other in my life. My parents are first in this category. My father, Pastor Odebode, of blessed memory, who though was not educated, thought it fit to give all his children education. He was one among his friends at that time to make his children attend secondary school. I thank God for his life and sacrifice. My mother, Christiana Wurola Adoni Odebode, of blessed memory, I cannot gloss over her role in my life. As a mother, she did everything for me. She cooperated with my father totally in ensuring that I got educated when the resources were scarce. She provided for me to continue beyond the secondary school. I also thank God for the life of my stepmother, late Mama General Adetoro Odebode, of blessed memory, for being there for us all the time. My special gratitude to my mentors, starting from my doctoral supervisor, who is here seated, an academic father, Professor Benjamin Apolabi Osho, who made it possible for me to come to this citadel of learning when it became necessary to continue my academic pursuit after my return from the United States of America. He was willing to supervise my PhD thesis. I thank you, sir. And I will always be very grateful to you, sir. Professor Oluwole Oshonubi, who explained, is also here seated, who expanded my area of research in introducing me to the world of mycorrhiza as biofertilizer and effectiveness in disease management, from which my first PhD student, now a professor, wrote a PhD thesis. I thank Professor Adeyemi Egunyomi, who facilitated my appointment to the Department of Botany and Microbiology. I appreciate you, sir. Your children and grandchildren shall be favored in life. I thank Professor I.O. Fashidi for the encouragement, spiritual upliftment, and joint prayers in those days when things were so rough. To all my colleagues in the defunct Department of Botany and Microbiology, Professor S. Odumpa, I.A. Sonny, A. Onilude, A. Ifagade, Dr. A. Ogunjobi, Padansi, Pashaye, Sherifa Wakil, and Tope Ogumbanwo, thank you for your support and cooperation. The academic staff in the Department of Botany, Professor A. Ayodele, S.G. Jonathan, Dr. O.J. Oyetunji, Jayola, Taye Fashola, Oyin Consola Adenipekun, KS Chukwuka, AMC Salam, Adeshoye, Idadi Badamashi, Shobo Ale, Oje Olawuyi, Opopola, and Oshokepun. I thank you for the support I received as the head of the new department of botany. You have all, in one way or the other, contributed to the success of today. Your own day of glory shall come. I salute all the non-teaching staff of the department for their contribution to the success of today, as well as their active roles in the progress of the department. I cannot forget the academic staff of Phytopathology Unit of the Department of Crop Protection and Environmental Biology, Professors Tunde Ikotun, E.J. Ekpo, B. Pawole, and G.I. Atiri, who sharpened my knowledge in plant pathology by my participation in the supervisory committee of their PhD students. I appreciate you, and indeed, you have contributed in no small measure to the success of today. I acknowledge Professor I.P. Parai, the former Dean of the Faculty of Science, and the current Dean, Professor A. Onilude, for their immense support and encouragement. I thank members of Faculty of Science for their support and the leadership and mentoring roles of all our senior colleagues. Those that are still in service and those that have left, notably Professor M.A. Showumi, A.A. Adeshomoju, O. Ekundayo, R. Oderinde, A.T. Hassan, O. Oladiran, L. Hussein, and O. Igwebo. I appreciate the friendship and brotherhood of Professor and Dr. Mrs. F.A. Daudu, Professor and Mrs. Gio Adeoye, Professor Deji Ayegbayin, Professor O. Moronkola, Dr. J. K. Mogdonyola, Ajala Ayangunwa, and the other forum members, University of Ibadan. To my past and present postgraduate students who passed through my supervision, you have all shown that learning is reciprocal. You have all contributed in a great way to make today a reality. I therefore acknowledge Professor Olushola Salami, OAU, Professor S. Mohammed, Professor K. Shehu, both of Usman Danfodio University, Sokoto, Drs. A. Shoboale, Jide Odu, Poyekadura Migba Modupe, A. Pajimi, Shola Odedara, A. Adebeshin, A. Adedeji, O.J. Olawuyi, M. Abiala, N. Sikal, and the latest, Mayowa Lowe, M. Sulaiman, and Messrs. O. Popola, O. A. Akamu, P. Etawere, P. Oyewale, Ms. Toyosi Akintayo, and Ms. Jumoke Abimbola, and many others. I'm indeed grateful to the following for technical assistance for this inaugural lecture: Professor Remi Raji Oyelade, Dr. C.A. Shobale, Ojo Olawuyi, A.O. Dada, and Olumayowa Olowe. For spiritual edification, I would like to appreciate my spiritual fathers, Bishop John Adedepo Oluwade Oshun of Gospel White House of Mission, Evangelist Ojo Olale Iyeola of Messiah is Coming Ministry, Reverend Dr. and Dr. Mrs. Emmanuel Oyekan, Pastor Ajegunle Baptist Church, Reverend Samuel Olushola Awolabi, Pastor Neo Baptist Church, Reverend Israel Adetuji Apolabi, Reverend Dele Oluwabukola, and all the members of Ajegunle Baptist Church, Agbowo, Imale Olua Baptist Church, Maniya, and Neo Baptist Church, Oluyole Extension, Ibadan. I appreciate all my neighbors where I live, Providence Close, Oluyole Extension, Ibadan. You have provided a conducive environment to live that brings peace for one to do academic work at home. I thank you for your neighborliness. I thank my sister-in-law, Mrs. P.O. George, for her assistance to my family at all times. All my cousins, the Bamiduros, especially Dr. Femi Bamiduro and Yemi Bamiduro, Warrant Officer 2 retired. I thank you for your brotherhood at all times. I must thank in a special way my brothers and sisters in the Odebode family for the various ways they have impacted my life. They are Paiye Odebode, here seated, Olori Ebi, Mrs. Bomi Alabi, Mr. Ademola Odebode, and Mrs. Comfort Bukola. To all who encourage me to keep on going, I appreciate you for contribution to my life. I cannot but appreciate my nuclear family members, beginning with my wife, partner and companion of these decades, Christiana Abosede Agbeke, the only woman in my life. You are proving yourself as a wife of noble character, with your unflinching and undying love and support for me. My coming to University of Ibadan is one of the testimonies of your support and devotion. Thank you. My precious, beautiful children, Adepunke, Adeyimika, and Adeshokpe, you have all given me reasons to be grateful to God. Your days of glory will surely come, and you will be greater than me in Jesus' name. Amen. Finally, Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, no man can receive anything except it is given from above. Therefore, to God the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, I give my mother praise. Come thou fount of every blessing, train my heart to sing thy grace. Streams of mercy never ceasing, couple songs of loudest praise. Teach me some melodious sonnet, sung by flaming tongues above. Praise the mountain, praise upon it, mount of thy redeeming love. Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, hitherto the Lord has helped me, Ebenezer. I thank you all.